everyone, welcome to a new video. If you're new to the channel, hello, I'm Emma. I'm an illustrator living in Sheffield and I'm doing daily-ish vlogs at the moment. Today has been another day where I have spent a ridiculously long time watching The Walking Dead on TV. But now has come the time. This tree's got to come down. I've only got so much tolerance with Christmas decorations, especially in a small house. So before we do absolutely anything, let's it's been nice, but let's. We've received a bunch of nice cards this year, some really nice illustrations on them. I am going to keep these and I'm going to put them in my collage folder, because the other day with the Good Ship Illustrations Christmas Art Club on Instagram, they were doing Christmas collage and I really enjoyed the bit of collage, so I thought, you know, rather than just throw them out, I mean you can't recycle that one anyway because it's got glitter on it, so I might as well see if I can get some more life out of them. And then I've got these things here which I painted up. This one is Rolly. He's such a good boy. So that's Rolly that I painted up last year, and my old boy Dave that I painted up. And if you are new to the channel you won't know, but this year I painted up a bunch more just generic cat ones, and I've been selling those this year as well. I think they might be all sold out now, but I'll be doing those again next year. They went really well this year. But these don't go in the cellar with my regular Christmas decorations. These will go hanging on my door handles because it's nice to have my boys around. To apologise now for the poor lighting. Everything in this house is dark, and as soon as the sun goes down it's even darker, so apologies for that. So if you're watching this live, you'll know that we're in the kind of no man's land between Christmas and New Year. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, it still is kind of a, in the UK anyway, it's a cultural thing. I don't know what day it is, and I'm not back at work yet, even though I could probably do with a bit of the routine. But Andy and I have been enjoying watching The Walking Dead, as I mentioned at the beginning. And yesterday I did some drawings from TV. And actually, after I stopped filming, I did a few more drawings. And those drawings were so much better. So, not better. So, if you are a long-term watcher of this channel, you'll know, and you'll have heard this before, bear with me. But there are new people joining every day. My sketches, I find it beneficial to think of them as pancakes. So I used to have quite a bad relationship with my sketching and my sketchbook process, where I didn't understand sketchbooks and I thought that sketchbooks were for finished pieces, and I used to get disheartened when things looked not as I expected them to, which was ridiculous, and I ended up giving myself no place to practice and no place to let go. But this year's been a whole journey discovering how to use sketchbooks. If you want to know where I started, I'll link in the video description the Good Ship Illustrations free resource called The Sketchbooker's Friend. It's dead quick, dead simple. You'll listen to it and you'll be like, of course, that's so obvious. But I needed someone to tell me this is a way that you can do it, and this is a way to approach it. So I'm not going to go into that whole thing. I've talked about that before. But that's where I got started. So this year's been a whole year of discovery and discovering how to draw in my hand and how to see my rough sketches without without it setting off a downward spiral of negativity, which my sketchbook used to do. So now, after all this year of discovery, I've realised that sketching is like making pancakes. And if you've ever made pancakes, you will know that your first few pancakes don't look like pancakes. And I know people who've watched me for a while will have heard me say this about 1,000 times because I say it a lot, but it is still worth saying, and I'm not going to do a big thing about it, so just bear with me if you have heard me say this before. So when you've made pancakes, your first few pancakes don't look like pancakes. They always look a bit misshapen, they're maybe raw in the middle and burnt on the outside, maybe you can't flip them. And that's the process of getting to the delicious pancakes at the end, because you've got to make sure your pan's the right temperature, you've got to make sure your mixture's the right consistency. You're still getting your eye in on, how much you need to throw the pan to flip it and land it and all that kind of stuff. It's a process of getting your eye in to get to the delicious pancakes that look like pancakes and taste like pancakes. And sketching is a lot like that. So my first few drawings, maybe my first few pages of drawings, never really look how I expect them to in my head, because I'm still getting my hand-eye coordination in check. I'm still warming the muscles of my hand up. Maybe I need to sharpen my pencil a bit, or I need to just kind of ease myself into it. So I now know, after a year of sketchbooking and kind of taking a year out to develop my own style and find my own style and get used to my own style, I now know that this is a process, and it's something that I find every time I start sketching. My first few pages always look a bit wonky, still look all right, but they look all right. They look more all right now than they used to at the beginning of the year. And I think that's because I've persevered and I know now that this is the process. So I'll just move through those wonky sketches, and that's fine. I'll end up getting to the juicy stuff later. But I think yesterday when I filmed, I think you guys got the bad pancakes. And when I say bad, I don't mean bad. I mean, it's a relative term. They're just a little bit wonky. Wonky pancakes, let's say that. And I think you guys got the wonky pancakes. So I'm going to just turn you around now, and I'll show you what I did yesterday in case you didn't see it. And then I'll show you the ones that I did after the camera was turned off. The delicious pancakes, once I've got my hand-eye coordination and all that in. So I'll turn you around and I'll show you those. So again, sorry for the bad light. So the first few drawings there were definitely getting my eye in. And bear in mind, I do like quick time sketches because I think that's the best way to get the most out of your creativity. So these were the first ones I did yesterday. They got a bit better. Started to get my eye in a bit more. And apart from that one, that's everything that I did yesterday. And bear in mind, I'm also drawing these as I watch it. So I don't pause to draw them. These are done kind of as and when they're on screen. And if they're off screen, that's it, I'll move on to the next person. And then after I stopped filming and watched another episode, and I don't know whether it's because this character came on and he was so obviously drawable, he had really, really obvious features like this big old moustache and a big bald head and his glasses. But that kind of, it started something off for me. So then I got these. And again, they're not like finished illustrations. They're not necessarily like the best thing in the world, but I think they look a lot more like the people that I'm meant to be drawing. So if you know The Walking Dead, you'll probably, I think you'll be able to know who those people are. And yes, they are probably the people with the most distinguishing features, like the glasses and the moustache and the waistcoat. But if you don't know, this is Pope, this is Daryl. Again, Pope and Daryl. This is Gabriel. I had a bit of trouble with Gabriel because I started drawing him and then he wasn't on screen for a really long time, so I kind of made a bit of that up and it didn't really look exactly like him. This is a new character. I haven't really seen a lot of him, so I don't think this necessarily looks too much. These two are probably the ones that don't look that much like the characters that I was drawing, but it's a good stab. But these guys, the whole episode was about these two, so they were on screen a lot. So even if they weren't in this position, the next time they were on screen, I could fill in the bits that I hadn't done from the face that I was looking at and the angles. So I'm really pleased with those. And I just wanted to show you, not only to show you the better pancakes that I ended up doing, but also to talk about my pancake analogy because, you know, it's a good one. If you do like looking through sketchbooks, it is worth me saying that I do have a Patreon, and on the £1 tier, as well as getting access to our live drawing sessions that I do via Zoom and all of the recordings of our previous drawing sessions and monthly calendar downloads every month, obviously because it's monthly. I also do on that tier Sketchbook tours every month where I share all of my observational sketching from the month. So not just the stuff that I share on here, but all of my kind of good, bad and ugly sketching throughout the months. And that's all for £1. You don't just get the sketchbook tour that month, you get all of the predated ones as well, so they go back to the beginning of the time when I was doing it anyway. So yeah, that is worth mentioning. If you want to join in, head to patreon.com/Emma Woodthorpe. And actually, one of the things I'm going to do today is collect some images for our next Draw Together session. Something you should know about Patreon if you want to join in is that it's completely flexible. If you want to join in for 1 month and then you can't or don't want to join in for the rest of the month, you can cancel your membership. And the great thing about the rewards that I do, I think, the live Zoom sessions that we do and the sketchbook tours and also the calendars, even though they are kind of time sensitive because it's, you know, the month that you're in. But the drawing sessions and the sketchbook tours and the downloads as well are backdated. So you don't just get the month that you join in, you also get access to the recordings going back to the beginning of when they started. So that was the beginning of 2023. So if you were to join for a month, you have instant access to all of the rewards. If you want to get the new ones month after month, you can keep your membership ticking over, and keep getting your invites to the live sessions, and then, you know, keep getting your new sketchbook tours and your new downloads. If you find that you can't or don't want to keep your membership up, you can cancel after a month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever. So you can either keep it ticking over in the background so you get the invites every month, or you can cancel. It's fine. And, you know, there's no hard feelings. If you find that you need to cancel 1 month, we'll be here waiting for you if you decide you want to come and join in again. And the great thing is, because we record our sessions and you get the backdated access, that when you come back, if you want to come back, that is, you can instantly access all of the months that you missed. So don't worry. I know times are tough, and that's one of the reasons I've kept the price low. For the £1 tier, you get access to the live sessions for the time that you are a member. You get instant access to all of the backdated drawing sessions that we've done going back to the beginning of time, or whenever we started them. You get instant access to all of the sketchbook tours, either for your month that you've joined and also backdated. You get instant access to all of the downloads. Mostly these downloads are calendars, but sometimes I do like phone backgrounds and stuff as well. So it is worth having a little nosy through them and seeing what I've offered per month, because obviously the ones that don't have calendars on, you can use them all year round, and that's fine. So don't feel pressured to keep your membership rolling over. I don't hold it against anyone if, you know, they cancel membership and then dip back in, or if they cancel their membership and you don't ever come back, that's fine. You can follow me for free over on Patreon as well. So if you have a membership and then you've decided to cancel it, you can always follow me for free, and then I do pop free content over on there as well. So I try to make it as good a value as possible, because I know we're all struggling at the moment. I mean, apart from like 3 people in the world. So don't feel pressured to kind of stay for longer, or, you know, whatever. It's all flexible. It's all good. And there's also, I know I'm mentioning it now, but there's no pressure to join. It's fine. Just keep watching these videos. That's fine. If you don't want to, or you can't sign up to Patreon, don't worry. There's no pressure. There's no expectation at all. But if I never mention it, you'll never know that it's there. So if you do like looking through sketchbooks, I do have a whole sketchbook tour every month, and you get instant access to all of the backdated sketchbook tours as well. In fact, at the end of the year, I might do a massive one for the whole of 2023. So you get to see all of my like outdoor sketchbooks, like my observational sketchbooks. So these are like A5 sketchbooks that I take out with me, and they're usually always in my bag. And these are the Jackson Studio sketchbooks. They're the cheapest sketchbooks that I've found, and the paper actually is fairly chunky in them and will take a good deal of water as well, even though they're not watercolour sketchbooks. All the links to the things that I use, if I can find links to them, will be in the video description as well. So one thing you should know is that I do, even though I'm not sponsored by Jackson's, I do often mention Jackson things because I have an affiliate link. I'm not sponsored by them. They haven't paid me to tell you how brilliant they are. I was already shopping with them. I was already a customer, and I was already suggesting Jackson's to people because they've got quite a good plastic-free policy now. And then I saw they did an affiliate program, and I thought, well, I might as well sign up to that. And the deal with Jackson's is if you've never used Jackson's before and you click through one of my affiliate links and then eventually buy, they'll give you 10% off your first order with them. And even if you have shopped with them before, I mean, they won't give you discounts off your next order or anything, but if you were to buy anything after clicking my link, and this goes for people who haven't shopped with them before as well, any purchases made after clicking my link I think I get about 5% back on any order that you make. So you'll help me a little bit and keep me in art supplies, so all that money will be going towards buying new art supplies too. So and it'll cost you nothing extra to do that. So no obligation, as I say, none of this is any obligation, but I just thought for transparency I'd let you know. So yeah, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to plan January's slideshow for our live drawing session. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you want to know a little bit more, it's basically every month we join on Zoom. So everyone who's on the £1 tier and above will get an invite to a Zoom session. I need to actually run it by my patrons this month to see what days are better for them, because I know some people have had trouble joining in on some of our sessions. All of our sessions are recorded, so if you can't join live to the live Zoom session, you do get access to the recording and any resources that go along with it. Sometimes I've done resources. So the last few times we've drawn hands and feet, and I did a little kind of printable resource with all of the images that were used, and also like tips to get you started, like things to think about. There's no right or wrong way to do them, but sometimes there are shortcuts, and sometimes if there are shortcuts, I'll collate them into a little resource, so you get access to those as well. But yeah, the deal with the drawing sessions is we'll meet on Zoom. The invites will be sent out to everyone on the £1 tier and above. And when we meet, I'll share my screen, and I've collated a bunch of images for us to draw, and we'll draw them together against the clock. So we'll be doing time sketches, and if you know me, you'll know time sketches are absolutely fabulous. They're a great way to, if you focus on how much you can get done in the time rather than trying to get a beautiful picture done in the time, it really it did with me anyway. It unlocked something in my brain. So when I started focusing on the timer rather than the end result and just started scribbling down as much as I could, it really loosened me up and got me. Time sketches for me anyway put a little buffer between me and feeling precious about the end result. So if it doesn't look right, if it doesn't look beautiful, it's fine, because that's what you could get done in 30 seconds, in a minute, in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes. So that's why we do them. Not only that, but also it means that we can get through a bunch of images in the 40 minutes that we do it. So yeah, the session lasts 40 minutes. We do time sketches. Don't expect anything beautiful. Embrace the mess. Yeah. And you can instantly access all of the recordings. I try and put the recording up like as soon as possible after the session, after the live session. So if you don't like time sketches, or you see an image that you want to spend a bit more time on, you can always go back in and pause it at that section. That's completely fine. But I do think time sketches are quite fun and help you to loosen up. But it's like these live sessions with the time sketches are like a little workout for your brain. By the time it's finished, I feel like my brain's been doing push-ups, which is good. It feels like it's been worthwhile. So if you want to get involved, you are very welcome. just head to patreon.com/Emma Woodthorpe. No obligation. If you don't want to, that's fine. If you can't, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Now I'm going to go and get some images. The Sheffield Cat Shelter very kindly sent me so many images of cats for me to use in these sessions. The Sheffield Cat Shelter is where we got Rolly and Dave, our old boys. So Rolly is my new boy, Dave is my old boy. And they do such a good job of rehoming the cats of Sheffield, and they're a really old institution. They've been going for like 100 years or something like that, 125 years I think, something like that ballpark figure. So I'm really glad that they've got on board with these drawing sessions. I've only done one drawing session with the Sheffield Cat Shelter's pictures, so I've got a bunch left over. So I think the next session, the January session, is going to be cats, and we're going to be doing time sketches of cats. So it's a hard job, but someone's got to do it. Oh, okay, that was a good few hours work there. There are some absolutely gorgeous cats on that one. That's all ready to go. So now I need to go onto Patreon and ask my patrons what day would be best, because, yeah, it's nice to give a choice, isn't it? So I'm going to leave this video here for now, and that's going to be another day job, because it's getting quite late now. And I don't know if you can hear that, but it's absolutely hammering down out there. So I'm going to have a nice cosy night, enjoying the fire with Rolly, and enjoying the rain pattering on the window. So I hope you have a lovely night too, and until the next video, bye!